Maya Angelou was a woman of profound wisdom, a poet, and an artist who inspired countless individuals with her words and life experiences. Her quote, "Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden today," is a call to action for self-reliance, resilience, and the power of taking control of one's destiny. This story dives into the essence of her message, encapsulating its timeless inspiration through the journey of a fictional character, Clara. Clara sat on the edge of her bed, her hands clasped tightly, staring at the peeling wallpaper of her tiny apartment. Life hadn't been kind lately. After her parents' untimely passing, the weight of responsibility to care for her younger siblings had fallen squarely on her shoulders. At 25, Clara felt far older than her years, burdened by the harsh realities of life and longing for something more than the monotonous grind of survival. The world outside her window seemed indifferent to her struggles. Cars honked, children laughed, and the sun rose and set without concern for Clara's despair. She often wondered if her dreams of becoming an artist, a dream she had cherished since childhood, were foolish. Her sketchbooks gathered dust in the corner of her room, and the vibrant colors of her imagination had dulled under the weight of responsibilities and self-doubt. One evening, after a particularly grueling day at the diner where she worked, Clara stumbled upon a poetry reading at a small community center. The speaker was an older woman with a voice as rich as velvet and words that resonated like the soft notes of a piano. The woman recited poetry that painted images of strength, beauty, and resilience. Clara was captivated. After the reading, she approached the woman, who introduced herself as Mrs. Daniels, a retired teacher. They talked for hours, and Clara confessed her struggles and dreams. Mrs. Daniels listened intently before sharing a quote by Maya Angelou. "Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden today." Clara's brows furrowed. "What does that mean?" she asked, her voice tinged with skepticism. Mrs. Daniels smiled warmly. "It means you don't have to wait for the world or anyone else to give you joy, success, or love. You have the power to create it yourself." The words stayed with Clara. She mulled over them on her walk home, replaying the phrase in her mind. Plant your own garden. Could it really be that simple? Could she take control of her life and create something beautiful amidst the chaos? That night, Clara unearthed her sketchbooks. The pages were filled with half-finished drawings and abandoned ideas, but they were hers. She picked up a pencil, and for the first time in months, she began to draw. The lines came slowly at first, hesitant and unsure, but soon they flowed with purpose. The image of a garden began to take shape, vibrant, alive, and bursting with color. It was the garden of her imagination, a reflection of the hope she had thought was lost. The next morning, Clara felt a spark of energy she hadn't experienced in years. She decided to take small steps toward reclaiming her dreams. She started waking up an hour earlier each day to sketch before heading to work. Her art became her sanctuary, a space where she could express herself freely and reconnect with her passions. Inspired by Mrs. Daniels' words, Clara also decided to create a physical garden in the small patch of dirt outside her apartment building. It was overgrown with weeds and litter, but Clara saw potential. Armed with a pair of gloves and a determination she hadn't felt in years, she began to clear the space. Her neighbors watched curiously as she worked, some offering words of encouragement and others lending a helping hand. As weeks turned into months, Clara's garden began to bloom. It became a vibrant oasis in the middle of the gray, concrete city. Roses, daisies, and sunflowers stood proudly, their bright colors a testament to Clara's effort and care. The garden became a gathering place for the community, a source of joy and inspiration for everyone who passed by. But Clara's journey didn't end there. Encouraged by the positive response to her garden, she decided to share her art with the world. She started by displaying her sketches at a local coffee shop, and to her surprise, they drew attention. People admired her work, and soon she was commissioned to create custom pieces. Clara's confidence grew with each new project, and she began to see herself not just as a dreamer but as an artist. One day, Clara received an invitation to participate in a city-wide art exhibition. The theme was growth, and Clara knew exactly what she wanted to showcase. She poured her heart into creating a piece that combined her two passions, art and gardening. The result was a breathtaking mural depicting a woman planting a garden, her hands dirty but her face radiant with joy. Around her, flowers of every color burst into bloom, symbolizing hope, resilience, and self-made beauty. The mural was a hit, earning Clara recognition and opening doors she had never imagined. She began receiving invitations to speak at schools and community centers, sharing her journey and inspiring others to plant their own gardens, both literally and metaphorically. Clara's life was transformed, not because someone handed her success, but because she dared to create it for herself. Years later, Clara stood in her flourishing garden, now expanded to include vegetables, herbs, and a small fountain. Children played among the flowers, and neighbors gathered to chat and laugh. The garden had become a symbol of unity and growth, a reminder that beauty and hope could thrive even in the most unlikely places. Clara often thought of Mrs. Daniels and the words that had sparked her transformation. She had written them on a small wooden sign and placed it at the entrance to her garden. "Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden today." As she watched the sun set over her creation, Clara felt a profound sense of gratitude. She had taken control of her life, turning pain into purpose and dreams into reality. Maya Angelou's words had been a seed, and Clara had nurtured it into a garden that would continue to inspire for generations to come. The saying, "Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden today," resonates deeply with themes of self-reliance, empowerment, and proactive living. At its core, it is a call to take control of one's life, pursue personal fulfillment, and cultivate a mindset that values inner growth over external validation. In life, it is easy to fall into the trap of waiting. People often wait for opportunities, recognition, or support from others, believing that happiness and success are gifts to be bestowed. This mindset, however, places the keys to personal fulfillment in the hands of others, leaving individuals at the mercy of circumstances beyond their control. By contrast, planting one's own garden symbolizes the act of taking initiative and responsibility for one's own happiness and progress. It reminds us that we have the power to create the life we want through effort, dedication, and self-belief. Planting your own garden requires vision and effort. Just as a gardener plans the layout of their garden, selects the seeds, and nurtures them with care, so too must individuals set goals, make plans, and work consistently toward achieving them. This process is not without its challenges. Seeds take time to grow, and the journey of self-improvement is often marked by setbacks and obstacles. However, the rewards of perseverance are profound. The act of planting and nurturing your own garden builds resilience, confidence, and a sense of accomplishment that no external source can replicate. Moreover, this metaphor emphasizes the importance of self-care and personal growth. A well-tended garden is a reflection of the gardener's dedication and attention. Similarly, taking time to invest in oneself, whether through education, skill development, physical health, or emotional well-being, is essential for living a fulfilling life. Self-care is not selfish. It is the foundation upon which a person's ability to contribute to the world is built. By tending to one's own garden, an individual becomes a source of inspiration and positivity for others. The saying also encourages independence from external validation. In a world where social media and societal expectations often dictate what success and happiness should look like, it is easy to feel pressured to meet external standards. However, true contentment comes from aligning one's actions with personal values and desires. Planting your own garden means defining your own standards of success and finding joy in the process rather than relying on others' approval. In conclusion, the phrase, "Don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden today," serves as a powerful reminder to take charge of your life. It encourages self-reliance, persistence, and the cultivation of inner strength and joy. By embracing this mindset, individuals can create a life that is rich with meaning, purpose, and beauty. A garden that blooms not because of the actions of others, but because of their own dedication and care.